Because you found this video, I'm pretty sure you've got some questions about how to convince overprotective parents to just back off a little bit. Are your parents being overprotective? I know a lot about parent psychology. Stay tuned. At the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how your parents are thinking, and that's going to power things up. To figure out how we're going to convince our parents to back off a little bit, we need to know some things about parent psychology. I got your back here. I know a lot of parents. I've worked with a lot of parents. I am a parent. I'm married to a parent. I got this. And I want you to know the parent psychology, because then it's going to change how you approach your parents. Now, if you're a parent and you're watching this, that's okay. We'll let you be here too. This graph is going to help us understand how parents think. It's all about the psychology of control, which we're concerned about, and maturity, which our parents are concerned about. I'll show you what I mean. Control has to do with control over your own life. And on the graph you see we can have no control or 100% control or somewhere in between. And it's usually somewhere in between. Who controls your life? That's what we're talking about there. Now this axis is all about maturity, meaning how grown up you are. Age is a good example. When you're first born, how mature are you? Well, not very. So we're at this end of the scale. At birth, how much control do you have over your own life? Yeah, not much, right? It's clear down here. Some people say that there's no control. You can actually make a big noise and a big stink, but that's about it. Very limited. What about at this end of the maturity scale? When you are an adult, how much control do you have? Yeah, that's why you can't wait to be an adult, right? Almost all. Now there's some small print, but we're going to put it up here just for fun. The control line starting at birth and going through adulthood looks something like this, where you get to have more and more control as you become more and more mature. Pretty simple, right? When you're a baby, you don't have much control. The part under the line here is the part that you have for yourself. Self-control. The part over the line is the part that others get to have. Other people are going to take control of your life. Who? Yeah, that's where your parents come in. Babies don't have enough control to even survive. And without their parents, they're toast. Parents are the others who get to share the control with you. That's why we're having this conversation in the first place. Now the thing is, parents get trained when you're little to take a lot of control. And then as you grow up and you become more mature, sometimes they forget to follow along and they still stay controlling. But there's another aspect to this that I want you to understand, because it's not just about age, it's about stage. So if we divide this into 3 stages, and just think about stage, not age, okay? I'm not talking about age now. I'm talking about stage. We've got 3 stages here. I'm just going to label those 1, 2, and 3, because that's pretty simple. We can remember that. At stage 1, that's the least mature. Stage 1 is where you're selfish and self-centered and you're demanding. It's like, give me what I want. I want it now. There's a sense of entitlement. Like the world owes you something. Okay, I know you're not like this, but this is what stage 1 people are like. Okay, it's not even stage 1 people. It's kind of like stage 1 mode. Like you're in stage 1 at that time. There are times when you get selfish and frustrated and annoyed, right? Yelling, screaming, fighting, that's all stage 1. Got it? Tantrums. How much maturity does it take to throw tantrum? 2-year-olds can handle that, but so can teenagers. Yeah? That's stage 1. Now let's move to stage 2. Stage 2 is where you cooperate. All right? You get along. You try to negotiate some things so that you can have a win-win solution. You don't want any trouble. You want to keep the peace. So that's more of a middle stage. And see how much more control you get? And we get your parents to start backing off on the control. Yeah? Okay, what about stage 3? That's the responsible stage. At stage 3, you have morals and values and ethics that drive your behavior. You serve people. You have empathy. Empathy has 2 parts to it. You understand and care how someone else feels. Those are the 2 parts, understanding and caring how other people feel. See, at stage 1, you don't care. You don't care how other people feel. You just want what you want. Stage 3, you care because you're more mature. Tracking all this? Service, empathy, caring, morals, values. Got it? That's stage 3. It means that you're truly more mature. Now, what do you want? You want control. You want control over your own life, right? So nobody else is trying to tell you what to do all the time. Exactly. And I can get behind that. I want you to have control too. What do your parents want? Control? Yeah, right. You know what? I've interviewed a lot of parents. They actually don't want control. I remember this one mom. Her teenage son, I think he was, 15 or something. I asked him, I said, what's going on here? What's the problem? He points at his mom. She is trying to control my life. She is so over-controlling all the time. And I turned to Mom. I'm like, what's the deal, Mom? You're trying to control his life? She's like, no. I got enough to worry about. I want him to control his life so I don't have to. Pay attention to that. Parents don't want control. What do parents want? Parents want maturity. I guarantee this is true. I know a lot of parents. I am a parent. They want maturity. They will gladly give up control in exchange for maturity. If you don't believe that, go ask your parents. Show them this video. See if they agree that that's what they want. If you show them you can be mature, then they will back off on their control. And they will stop being over-controlling. How can you convince your parents to stop being so over-controlling? Be more mature. Now there's a little disclaimer I got to give you, because I don't want the video to end without you hearing this. How mature you are matters, but we got a little catch, because how controlling your parents are depends on how mature they think you are. How mature do they think you are? Because you might be all mature and they're still over-controlling. Well, either they're psychotic, which we haven't ruled out yet, or something in your behavior is triggering their thinking toward, oh, I don't think my kid's being very mature. I tell you what, if you are yelling and screaming, if you are selfish, if you're not taking care of business the way that you should, they're going to think that you're less mature. And then they'll get all control crazy on you. And you can't fake it. If you try to fake it, if you're trying to fake the maturity, they'll be like, okay, what are you trying to get? Right? And they're not going to trust it. And they're going to think that you're less mature, not more mature. So it's got to be genuine. Just try this for a few days. Try this. Go into the kitchen, for example. Just walk into the kitchen. What do you notice? In the average home on this planet, there are dishes and messes and clutter in the kitchen. Probably true in your house too. Walk in there. Are you willing to help your mom with the dishes if she asks? Well, of course you are, because you're at least on a stage 2, right? You're not going to say, no, do it yourself. That's a stage 1 thing. You're going to cooperate. How much harder would it be to just do the dishes without being asked? How much harder is that? Now, you might be thinking it's not that much harder. It is a little harder, okay? I'm going to give you that. It's easier to just say, oh, I don't want to do that, and sneak out. You know that you're going to do it if you get asked. You're willing to cooperate. Let's take it up a notch. You can see that they need to be done. Take care of it. And if you'll do this on a consistent basis, your parents are going to think that you're more mature. And that's what's going to have them backing off on the whole over-controlling thing. Give it a try. See if it works. I think you've got this. Would you please share this video? Because you know a whole bunch of people who could really benefit from knowing this. Be the hero. Share it with them.